Welcome back to Wetlines. You join me, Ian Baker, on a new lake for myself and the channel. We are down at Hartley Lands Fisheries. I am currently on Nick's Lake. And yeah, it's quite exciting. I'm down here for 48 hours. I would get you some information, but probably haven't got a signal. No signal. So yeah, first time at this venue, first time on the lake. Don't know a single thing about the place. Resisted the temptation to YouTube anything or Google anything or research anything basically. We're here. I'm just going to try and figure it out. Like I say, I'm on Nick's Lake. I'm in swim number 9. And I'll tell you for why. I came down here this morning, didn't see any fish or anything, but walked in and it's pretty much a corner of the lake and there's no one fishing the opposite side. Wind is currently easy, and the wind is currently blowing into my swim, into the corner. Easy. So that's what I took my fancy for, and started off with just an IQD rig with a wafter on. But I thought I'd mix it up on this session because obviously I'm always using the same bait, same things, different venue. Let's start off something different. So for starters, we went with some CC Moore Bloodworm, little 14mm wafterinis that are all kind of cooking in their own jus. But we've since taken them off, and here's why. So about 5 minutes ago, just stood out there chilling, watching my rods, just watching the water, watching everything, and my right hand rod suddenly went off. I was like, happy days, we're into a fish. I hooked into it, felt the fish, but it must have like literally almost instantly had a hook pull, so the perils of barbless hooked activities. However, that rod is actually on a spinner rig, on a pop-up, which I've not fished with for a long time. And on that one in question, we had the krill pop-up. So we put that one back out, and then I put my other rod in, put a spinner rig on that one, put one of them on there as well. So we shall see if that in any way is maybe the formula right now. We'll see. So I'll spin you around and we'll show you the lake, show you the swim, and we'll go from there. So that is the state of play right there. That is my swim. So the one that I had a bite on, that's really quite challenging to see on here, is, I think there, I'll point it out clearer at the time, there's like a slightly taller tree than the rest. The one to the right of it, right in front of that, right where the little coot is, that comes up on the camera. That's where we had a bite from. So that's where my original spinner rig was. And the second rod I have kind of about a rod length off the island there, maybe even a bit closer. And we've now taken off what I had on there before and put the spinner rig on with the same reels. So yeah, that's where we're at. It's pretty exciting being down on a new venue. Hopefully we can make sure we get a fish, because nothing worse than blanking, but on a nice new venue, you never know. I don't know if this is a runs water, I don't know if it's a difficult lake, I know absolutely nothing. So if you know more than me, drop it down in the comments. What do you know about this venue? Because I know absolutely nothing. All I know is the wind is blowing into my swim. We've got a rig out there with a bait on that's worked once. Granted, I didn't catch it, but I had a fish hooked. We've now got 2 of them out there. We're feeling positive, so stay tuned. And fingers crossed, there'll be some carp on this session in a bit. People. So a little update for you. Apart from that one hook pull yesterday I've had, absolutely nothing's happened. And to my knowledge, absolutely nothing's happened on the entire lake. And according to the chap who's now left that was next to me, spoke to the bailiff this morning, who reckons the water temperature has dropped 4 degrees in the last 2 days. So that's certainly not helping, and it is a bit nippy today, I must say. It does feel like the weather's taken a bit of a change. I mean, all the jus on my tent, all the condensation is still on the top of it there, and it's like 10 AM. No, it's lunchtime now, it's 12 o'clock. So it's gone 12, so it's not drying out like you'd expect it to. So it's, yeah, quite a nippy morning. Well, now, lunchtime. I have made a couple changes though, since nothing's happened so far. Down to my right in this corner here is actually what I deem to find is actually like the deepest part of what I can find in the lake. And I've looked on the old Deeper app. I've got the account where I can look at all the water depths of all the lakes where other people have used the deepers on. This is in fact the deepest corner of the lake. So I had a little plumb around there with the deeper earlier. A couple of fish down there, to be fair, just chilling, probably not moving. They're a bit startled by the cold. And a nice clear spot, about 4.5 wraps from me, that way. Nice clear area in about, I think it was 2.2 metres, 2.2 or 2.3. I'm pretty certain it's the deepest part of the lake. So, and last night when I was in bed, 4 or 5 times I heard some big splashes down in this corner. So my hopes are, even if it doesn't produce me one today during the day, if that's an area the fish go to during the evening, when it's cooler and even colder, then I've got a rod there waiting for it. And then the other one is pretty much corner of the island. That went well. We've got one, that one out there. It's on a yellow pop-up. I'm thinking it's going to be quite a bit of debris out there now, a little bit of Debbie McGee where all the leaves have fallen and everything. We've got a yellow 18 mil, I'm not mucking about, Northern Special yellow pop-up. And then the one down in here, gone a bit old school with baits we used to use. We've gone for the old cold water green beast from DT Bait. It's a bait that they like to pride themselves that does very well in the winter, colder months. So being that the weather's taking a bit of a nose and the water's got a little bit nippier, we've plonked one down there and that's what we're going with. I've tried mixing it up again. Whether this is the right thing or wrong thing to do, we'll never know until we find out. I've got some of my freebie boilies, my cell boilies and some of the TNT steamy boilies. Put them in a saucepan, boiled that bad boy up and put a little bit of the, is it Nash Halo sauce? I don't know, some kind of liquid in it. Boiled it up in the hope that it might soften the baits up. It might do the opposite, we'll find out. See if it softens it up and make it a bit more digestible for the carp. So if they are down there and they start feeding on them, they're all nice and soft and easily consumed, so they might get around and eat a bit more. And with that juice on it, hopefully it gives off a nice bit of flavour in the water. But that's where we're at. That's what's happening. That's the play of the land. That is the situation. It's quite a nice venue though, I must say. It is quite pleasant. It did say it's stony path going all the way around. They need to redo that a bit because it's kind of not around here. It's faded. But I like the swims. Lovely stony gravelly swims. Seem not too bad distance between the swims. I believe it's got 17 swims on this lake, but they do only keep it to a maximum of 10 fishermen, so as long as people are fishing smart, you shouldn't really ever have any issues of over-angling pressures in certain areas, you know, unless everyone comes in here and decides, oh, we're going to fish there, and just all bunches up. It's a plenty big enough lake to you can spread out. Like now, what am I in, 9, 10, 11? I think the next person, I think, if that's where the swims are, is about swim 15 that way, which is at least 1, 2, 3, at least 4 or 5 swims away from me. There's nobody over there. So this whole corner of the lake now is quiet. No line pressure apart from mine. We'll see if that makes any difference. As I said, this is the deepest part of the lake to my knowledge. We shall see how that works out. But anyway, that's your update. See you in a bit. Rightio people, slightly exciting developments. seen my first actual physical positive sighting of a carp. It's jumped out twice and it's been smashed up against the reeds. So it started off kind of where that orange thing is, from where someone's lost their spot or whatever. Just to the right there's a twig that hangs out. It was smashing about there for a little bit. Oh, it's there right now. You're not going to be able to see it on camera. Just there. It is currently there. I keep seeing it jumped out once right in there. So yeah, I know there's a carp in there. It's jumped out at least twice. I'd be deceived by a splash, but it sounded like a decent fish. So I put both my rigs in there now. Technically one, as you'll see on this clip, is not. It's kind of more to the left of the orange thing, just up against the reeds. And I've literally just managed to cast my other one right in front of the reeds, down there, right where that carp is. Due to the fact that I'm up against the reeds, I'm thinking there's probably quite a lot of stuff there. Yes, I've put a pop-up on both rigs. I'll try to keep it a little bit more, less obscene looking, so try and keep it a bit natural. I'm thinking the time of the month, time of the year, fruitiness probably ain't the way to go. So we've mixed it up, we've gone for some back to DT baits. So they're 15mm crustacea pop-ups. As you can see from them, they are quite a lovely natural. I say natural, what colour's natural? But there you go, it's a bit more of a less human. It's a less human-y, fake manufactured colour. So I've got two pop-ups in the vicinity of where I've finally seen a fish. As I said, apart from yesterday, where I had that hook pull, haven't seen a single sign of any carp. I even took the rods in earlier, went for a walk round, didn't see a damn thing. From what I know, from what I've heard from other people, nothing. So this may hold the key to a real potential catch. I do find it very exciting when you can see a carp is moving along the reeds, bashing them around. Hopefully it keeps going back that way now. I don't want it to come towards me. So yes, fingers crossed. For the first time on this session, there's a bit of excitement because I know there's a carp there. I've got two rigs in the vicinity. Let's see what happens. Stay tuned. Right then people, it is currently Monday morning, day of pack up. We're just waiting it out in a minute. Absolutely no indication of any fish activity whatsoever. Haven't seen a fish since I saw that fish rubbing against them reeds. Haven't heard a fish. There's been absolutely nothing. And since the middle of last night, it's been tipping down with rain ever since, as you can see. So it's currently quite a miserable situation. No fish, nothing at all, and now it's been the weather. Perfect. So yeah, it's not been a great session. However, that's nothing to go against the venue. It's quite a nice place, you know, like I said, nice swims, nice and quiet. Could have done with a fish, there's still a bit of time. I am technically booked on till 7 PM, but that was more because I just didn't want to pack up in this. I think this nonsense is meant to stop at about 1 or 2 o'clock this afternoon. It is currently 10 AM, so we've still got 4 or 5 hours to potentially get ourselves a fish, but that is solely dependent on where them rigs are at the minute, because I'm not moving them. There's no point moving them in this weather. I've not seen anything to make me move to. Because basically, can't see anything. I mean, from where I'm sitting in my bivvy, I can see all my swim perfectly. So it's not like I've battened down the hatches and just not watching. There has just been nothing. I think I've literally come fishing at the least optimal weekend probably so far. Water temperatures dropped 4 degrees. That was of yesterday. I suspect it may have dropped a bit more now, so, because I think from what I read in the weather, it's meant to get quite warm again soon. I don't think October knows what it's doing with itself. Unfortunately, it's looking like it's going to be a blank, which no one's a fan of, but I haven't had many blanks this year, so you're going to get one now and again. It's something you've got to learn to deal with, and obviously it's a first session on a new lake, not a problem. For all I know, I might be doing everything the opposite of what it needs. I don't know what that is then, because I've tried it up against the islands, I've tried it up against the reeds, I've tried it in the deep part of the water, I've tried it in the shallow part of the water. I've tried a rig in every single situation I can physically get to from my swim. I've tried pop-ups, I've tried wafters, not meant to happen. I mean, again, the one fish that I had hooked on, did I lose that? Was that my fault? Or did it just naturally unhook? I don't know, but that'll play on my mind for a while. Yeah, Hartley Lands Fisheries. Nice place. Can't judge you for your fish yet because I've not seen one. But anyway, like I said, we've got a couple of hours more left. 3, 4, 5 hours. Fingers crossed we get a carp. If we don't, this will probably be the end of the vlog. So if you've enjoyed a special on the channel, a blank, I don't post blanks too often, but it is a realistic sign of fishing. You know, we all go through blanks now and again. Depending on where you fish, you might go through months and months and sessions of blanking. So we upload the occasional one, but not really a fan of doing too many. It's not to give an unrealistic portrayal of how good a fisherman we are, it's just don't want to be uploading blanks every other week. It's not very entertaining, is it? So we'll bang this one up because it's a new venue, give you a little visual of what it's like if you've never fished here before. Fingers crossed we get a fish again within the next couple of hours. Like I said, if we don't, that'll be the end of the vlog. There are still potential for more vlogs this year. I do have more sessions booked. We'll see how far into winter we go. Might have to be a bit selective with our venues vis-a-vis ones where I don't have to walk and traipse through mud everywhere. That's not a bit of me. This place, quite nice, stony pathways and whatnot, but I think if I'm going to go fishing more into the winter, it needs to be a lake that I know more about and I'm more comfortable with it. But anyway, I'm rambling. If you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up button, and if you've not already, please hit the subscribe button. It's free to do, costs you nothing, and if you click the little notification bell, you'll be notified every time we upload a video on our YouTube channel. So, for now, from me, Ian Baker, and Hartley Lands Fisheries, keep those lines wet, and I'll see you in the next one. Ta-ra.